Okay, hello Latin 1. Don't forget that tomorrow you have your stage 13 and 14 chance to shine, so you should be filling out your study guide today. I'm going to collect this tomorrow for a homework grade. I am collecting it tomorrow for a homework grade. I'm collecting it tomorrow for a homework grade. Okay, so part 1 is vocabulary, and you can use your packets or your book for that. But then part 2 is grammar. So the first section are your verb conjugations. And remember that you have 4 verb conjugations, but then there's also irregular verbs. Okay, so what you're looking at is the vowel before the letters R, E in your verb. Okay, so remember that A with a long mark is first, E with a long mark is second, irregular is third, and I with a long mark is fourth. Anything that's irregular, okay, is one that doesn't follow the rules, okay? All infinitives translate, we've gone over this 1,000 times, as to verb. Okay, part 2 is your irregular verbs. Okay, hold on, I'm still figuring this system out. I want a new page. Oh, okay, here we go. All right, so irregular verbs, remember what you're thinking about. It says define the following words. Make sure you use a subject for each. Okay, so when you are thinking about your subjects, you need to think about this verb chart. When you think about this verb chart, remember your first person singular, ego, why is it not writing? Ego. Second person, tu. Third person, he, she, it. First person plural, nos. Second person plural, vos. Third person plural, they. So like if you look at number 1, potaras. Think of your chart. What does it end in? An S. O-S. Okay, your subject would be to, so you would say you. Okay. If it is something that ends in an E, okay, that's your infinitive form. So it's going to translate as to verb. Okay, so like number 4, number 8, number 10. Okay, think about your subject's chart here and you will be fine. Turn the page. Okay, here you have a full sentence. So you have been given the sentence and you have to think about your verb. Once again, when you see ego, it's in the first person singular spot. Tu, second person singular spot. He, she, it, third person singular spot, right? First person plural, nos, meaning we. Okay, second person plural, vos, meaning you all. And third person plural, they. Right? So you are look at the subject. So for instance, in number 13, okay, your subject is to. Okay, so you think about your verbs. Non-wis, non-volt, non-voltus, nolunt, right? You would choose non-wis because it goes in the same spot that to goes in. Okay? For your test tomorrow, not only do you need to know your pronoun chart, but you also need to know your verb chart for to want. No, Wollowis, wolt, wollowis, wolt, wollamis, woltis, wollant. Right? You need to know the chart for to not want. Nola non wis non wolt, nola non wis non wolt, nola mis non woltis nolant. And finally, you must know the chart for the verb to be able or can. Okay? You need to know possum, potest, possumus, potestus, possent. These words mean to be able. Or you need to know sum es est, sumus estus sunt plus pos or pot. Okay, if you don't know these 4 charts, tomorrow life is going to be difficult. You will be putting these charts down on your piece of paper, your scrap paper. Okay, moving on to adjectives. Okay, remember, adjectives have to agree in gender, number, and case. We've gone over this like 1,000 times. Number, your choices, singular, plural. Case, your choices, nominative, dative, accusative. Okay, so like think about your noun chart. If you have, say, the dative case, A-E-O-I, yes, that's a dative. Is, ibus, tells 2 or 4. Right, this top row here is singular. This bottom row here, that's plural. Okay, so think about your gender, number, case for these. Sometimes you might have to read the sentence. For example, in number 7 and number 8 and number 10, 7, 8, 10, the adjective is not right next to the verb. Sorry, the adjective is not right next to the noun. Okay? All right, moving down to the accusative and ablative. Make sure you know your ablative endings. The last case is the ablative A, O, E, is, ibus. Right? For Sid, space. Sub, in, de, sine, pro, ab, or a, cum, x, or e. Okay, all of these take the ablative. When you have Cappy Patsy, though, Cappy, Patsy, Kirkham, ad, per, prope, in, post, ante, trans, sub, intra, extra. You need to know that they take the accusative. Okay, so like at the bottom of the page here, you're given a preposition. You have to tell whether it takes the ablative or the accusative. Hint, it might take both. Okay, when you turn the page, you have to think. Okay, number 1, my sentence has cum is my preposition. Cum, right? Which means I need to choose the ablative noun. Principes versus principe. Es versus e. The e ending is ablative, so you would choose that one. Okay? All right, moving on to the culture. Okay, these come directly out of your book. Okay, so your stage 13 culture is at the end of that chapter. You can ignore number 5. When did Julius Caesar first come to the island of Britain? The answer is B, but I'm not going to give you any dates on your test. You can also ignore number 9. We didn't talk about Boudica. Number 9, the answer is B for Boudica, but you don't have to worry about that one. Then at the bottom there, stage 14, this is all stuff we went over today. One that you can get rid of is number 5. Around what time did Romano-British villas begin to appear? You can get rid of that question. Okay, any questions that you have about your study guide, you need to post immediately in class to Edmodo. Okay, I will get the questions on my phone and I will answer you as soon as possible. Okay, any questions, ask them on Edmodo. This is due tomorrow. It is a homework grade. Okay, be really well behaved for the sub and make sure that you study for your test tomorrow. Valete omnes.